want just a great playoffs front to back, you know. But speaking
Pause.
on yeah, speaking on playoffs, what are some playoff matchups you want to see? Let's start off with the East.
With the East, man, I would love to see in the first round, which I know it wouldn't happen in the first round,
Okay.
but I would love to see the Celtics versus the Cavs.
Ooh, yeah.
Um, that would be a hell of a first round matchup. The only way that would happen is if the Cavs fall to 5. No, the Cavs would have to go to 3. They would have to get up to 3 and beat out New York. They would have to see each other in the second round. That's my favorite series to see if it was possible. But thinking more realistic, like which series like can actually happen, I think Philly versus the Knicks in the first round, that could happen 6-3.
That's
That
what's
would be a
slated right
dope
now.
series. That would be a dope series to watch, and I think Philly would have a chance to take them boys out.
Oh, I
Joel
think
not gonna
I
play.
I might take Philly, bro. I might
Yeah,
take
Philly and
Philly.
6.
Because the last time these two teams played, I think Embiid was on he was like his body was broken down completely. Maxi, when he like dropped 60 in one of the games and shit, it was a good playoff series.
Yeah,
Um, they didn't have the firepower they have now. Paul George is, hey, he's cooking, bro. He looks amazing. um, so I would probably lean Philly in that series. I
yeah, me too.
The series I want to see more though involved with Philly is them versus Cavs in round one. James
Mm,
Harden versus you gonna be calling Daryl
versus
Morey a
Embiid.
liar. um, that is a series I would want to see, and I think that's a bad matchup for the Cavs.
Yeah,
I think Philly is a team nobody wants to see in the first round. The Cavs or the Knicks, those two teams don't want to see. Um, and I think there's a legit path if the Sixers see the Cavs, what is it, the 4 or 5 seed, those two teams, and then they play Detroit after that, then there's real chance for Philly to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Not out the works, not crazy, but this Sixers team is dangerous. Paul George has been playing well, like I said. Joel Embiid, when he's on the court, he's dropping 30. Like he don't even got to be healthy. And if he can be on the court, he's gonna make an impact. VJ's had a great season, been the third best rookie this season, make an impact offensively and defensively. Kelly Oubre, Quentin Grimes off the bench, like that combination, and Maxi is giving you 30 a game on some nights. So Sixers are dangerous. I'm back on my Sixers propaganda, but I do want to
yeah,
see them versus the Cavs the most. That's my series I want to see the most.
yeah. I mean, you had Joel the MVP, you had Maxey the scoring champion, you had Quentin Grimes 6 man of the year, and
Yeah.
you had VJ the rookie of the year.
I was
You was
glazing
all
the
in.
hell out of them. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Uh,
love them.
so I'm back on my Sixers hype train. I think that'd be a good series. Another one I want to see. I think we'll be in agreement with this. This is probably one of the better 1 versus 8 matchups we would see in quite some time. Hornets versus Pistons, and I need to see some brawls.
That's my hot take, man. That was my
And
hot take.
Hornets might win that shit.
That was my hot take. So now you can't even ask me what my hot take is. I'm gonna have to think of a different one. You getting there too early.
My fault, bro.
No, I didn't. I purposely didn't say that now because I was gonna save it for the hot take. But
Okay.
the Hornets, dude, Cade ain't healthy, and we don't
No,
know
he's
if
not.
Cade will be healthy. He got a collapsed lung. Like we don't know what the timeline is on that. Um, the Hornets, if they get to 8, they can beat the Pistons. They can. The
Yeah.
Hornets are the second, maybe third best offense in the NBA since January 1. Like they are legit now. I don't know what's clicked with them, but they can beat Detroit. Absolutely.
And yeah, I think they can too. The defense that Detroit has is nice. Darius Jenkins, Tobias Harris, like that. Pistons got pieces, but without that star, Jalen Duren's gonna put up 20 points. I think he's been really good as of late. But if you face this team without Cade for maybe 1 or 2, 3 games, who knows how it is? I think the Hornets could steal at least 2 of those. So steal
Hey,
probably 2 of those, and then
let
it,
me tell
then
you
it
something
gets
else.
dicey.
Let me tell you something else. The Hornets crowd, who has not
Yeah.
had anything to cheer for forever, they will come and they will be loud. It's gonna be real home court advantage if the Hornets make the playoffs. Guarantee that.
And bro, this is a deep team. Kobe White off the bench, giving you 18 a game off the bench now, like shooting really well. Khan, I mean, LaMelo's been a really great playmaker this season. I've seen somebody who's like, oh, you could beat the Hornets by just letting LaMelo shoot. Don't let him be a playmaker. LaMelo still get your ass buckets. Had 30 yesterday or the other
Off one
day.
foot.
So and Charles Lee has done a fantastic job this season, bro. This team has real energy. This team has real juice. Brandon Miller, like you could go on and on about this team. They've been damn near the best team in basketball since January, bro. Teams ain't putting the numbers like this team. So I think they have real juice, and I think they can get to the second round. If things fall their way at this matchup, anybody they face in the first round, they're going to be a tough out for. And then getting into the second round, the Knicks, I don't think you want to see the Hornets. I don't think these other
Mm-mm.
teams want to see the Hornets in the second round if they could get past Detroit.
Nope. Nobody does.
Cinderella team.
Agreed.
So that's a matchup I'm excited about. And I think there's going to be haymakers thrown. Isaiah Stewart getting off the bench, clearing it to just sucker punch somebody. Um, but no, I'd be really excited for that series, and that's a series I would watch every game for. The fans would be fed. The last Eastern Conference series I got, Boston versus Orlando. I think it would be decent. It'd be decent.
Decent. I love the Celtics. Orlando's kind of boring. Very physical, tough team, but boring. Not really explosive offensively. I think every matchup is going to be, TV ratings worthy, if you will.
Yeah,
That one's not my favorite, just because of the style of play Orlando has is kind of, you know,
yeah.
it's just there.
They got some work to do. This has been a really down year for them. I could see them
Yeah,
getting swept though, to be honest. Like just really
likewise.
in and out of the playoffs. And if they're in a position where it's the Hornets or them to get into the 8th seed or 7th seed, they could get bounced for real. I think you said that too not too long ago. Um, what about the West? What are some playoff matchups you want to see?
So now that the Lakers, since they look like they'll probably finish at 4, maybe 5, because of the schedule that they have left, Denver will probably finish 3. I really like Denver versus Timberwolves in the first round.
Oh yeah,
Um, I think that will be probably the best to watch, in terms of like the talent on display. Jokic, Jamal Murray versus Ant-Man. We know Ant-Man ain't backing down to nobody. He sent them home a
hell
few
no.
times. They sent him home before, so it'll be good to watch. And then my second one, of course, is if it pans out 4-5, Lakers, Houston, LeBron versus KD. We've never seen a LeBron versus KD outside of the finals before. So now we
Cool.
get to see LeBron and KD play against each other in the first round, which would be nice. Did they ever play Lakers Suns? I don't think they ever played, did they? In
No,
the
I don't think
playoffs?
so.
I don't think
Cause
so because Ant-Man sent them home in like 4
yeah,
games. He was yeah, yeah. So I think this will be the first time LeBron and KD will actually play against each other in the playoffs, and it wasn't in the finals.
that's an underrated one. That's a good one because seeing those two together, seeing those two face off, and I mean Kevin Durant, this is a series he needs for his legacy. You can't get sent
Yeah.
home. I know you're limited resources, but you can't get sent home. With Jake LaRavia being second option. Uh, so yeah, I'd be tapped in. I'd watch all 7 games of that. Minnesota versus Denver, I think that has potential to be a 7 game series. Jokic, I mean, the performance he put up against Wemby, I mean, he's making shots only he can make. That turnaround, step back, like that dude. That shit would speak. That game was amazing too. Both guys look great. So yeah, Jokic. Who would you give to the edge to in that series?
Between the 2 and 7, between the
Between
Spurs, you
Minnesota,
said, Wemby?
no,
Uh,
between Minnesota and Denver.
I would give it to Denver because they're gonna have home court advantage. And dude, that the Denver team, like as a Lakers fan, my team is the Lakers. They're gonna win it all. But in reality, I think the Nuggets really are the ones that got it. Like they got it. They
They
got
have
it.
the pieces too for the playoffs. I think that's a team that's going to play a lot better in the playoffs.
But
You see
yeah, hell
Cam
yeah.
Johnson, these guys are going to play better. Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway's been shooting 40% off the bench. Valanciunas of rotational big. But Minnesota, something about Io, something about Bones Highland, those Turbo Twins guys getting activated and fully healthy in the playoffs. You see Nas Reed, Jaden McDaniels, that's a big X factor. Will Jaden McDaniels be healthy for the playoff series? I know he's dealing with some kind of injury. Where he's on the outskirts. But I like the Timberwolves. I think I would lean them in that series to get it done, just
Really?
because how much they elevate themselves in the playoffs. I know the championship experience for Denver, but I want to see Minnesota get it done. If the Lakers, LeBron, Luca, those guys, if
Mhm.
those guys can't get it done, give me Minnesota.
Facts. I agree.
For the Western Conference, I want to see Spurs versus Clippers. And you know who I'm taking in this.
The claw.
Hey,
The
his
claw.
former team, bro. He gonna try to send him packing. That's a nightmare for them.
I agree. Dude, Kawhi don't mess around, bro. He's amazing. Darius Garland just adds another flavor, a little bit more touch to the team.
I think
The
so too.
team looks excited. They look ready to go. They've been locked in since they start off like 5-16 or something like that. Um, I honestly would pick the Clippers to upset the
Me
Spurs,
too.
just because of the lack of playoff experience the Spurs have. If the Spurs go and spank the Clippers like they're supposed to, um, then I would actually think that the Spurs have a chance at the title. But I don't think the Spurs can beat the Nuggets, and I
I
don't
don't
think the
think
Spurs can beat the Lakers either, or OKC.
if the Lakers are fully healthy, yeah, no. So yeah, the Spurs, I don't think they have the amount of battle tested you need. Victor Wembanyama is a nice piece, but De'Aaron Fox has kind of been disappointing as of late. I don't like the type of production they're getting for him. And then you're asking Stephon Castle, and Wemby to take you home. Those two guys to be your guys. Castle's played great this season. Wemby, he's had great performances, but like you said, Denver, I don't think they could beat Denver after what Jokic put on against Wemby. It was kind of little bro shit. It was kind of some little bro shit. Like I still run shit. You know what I
I
mean?
don't. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I already knew that like D Fox wouldn't really work for real, and I mean, people might think I'm being dumb. Like, dude, they're the second seed in the West. Like, how are you gonna say D Fox isn't working? Steph Castle's their point guard.
Yeah,
He's their point guard, and De'Aaron Fox is not a two guard. Like, that's just not his game. He's not. He doesn't. He can't maximize his potential at the two guard. If they if the Spurs could plug in an actual two guard in that spot, I think they would be a little bit better.
I think so too.
So yeah, I just don't see D Fox as a long term solution with the Spurs. I honestly would say I would think that he would probably be traded at some point next year.
In the
Uh,
offseason.
Maybe not in the offseason, maybe as the season progresses next year. I don't think he'll be a part of the team. I
Yeah.
really don't.
And it's about finding what fits. You look at like Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, some of those guys. Like whoever's not fitting, use them as assets. Let's get
Hmm.
better, more complementary pieces. But yeah, I think the Spurs they've been a great regular season team, but in terms of the playoffs, I think Minnesota could knock them off. I think other teams could be a bad matchup, and if the Clippers face off against them, which I think that's what's going to happen because I think the Suns will lose to the Clippers in the plan. I'm taking the Clippers. I'm taking Ty Lue. I'm taking Brooke Lopez, a guy that's won a championship before. Him to come alive in the playoffs. Chris Dunn being a guy that's gonna disrupt things with Castle, disrupt things with the point guards over there. Even Benedict Mathurin, a guy that was on a playoff team with the Pacers that went all the way off the bench, who was
To
averaging
game
20 off
seven.
the averaging 20 off the bench. This is a really good Clippers team that their record is not indicate. Their record doesn't reflect how good they really are. And Kawhi, this is the best Kawhi we've seen. So that Clippers team knocks off the Spurs, in my opinion.
Arguments.
And who would they face after that? Would they face?
Denver or Minnesota.
Oof.
Well, technically the Lakers, or um, yeah, technically the Lakers at 3 or Minnesota. But I really do not anticipate the Lakers keeping that 3 seed. And I'll tell you why really quick before we pivot. The Lakers and Nuggets, they're tied right now. They have the same record.
Yeah.
The Lakers have the tiebreaker. So if they finish the same record, Lakers are above. Lakers have 4 games left. Denver has 4 games left. Denver plays Utah. they play Memphis, and they play Portland. You can damn near you can give Nuggets all 3 of those games, okay? The
Yeah.
Lakers have to see OKC again. They have to see Golden State. They have to see Phoenix. Okay, so I can say the Lakers might win one of those 3 games. I don't know who that 4th game is, by the way. So I'm going to say that the Nuggets will finish the season right now 3-1, and the Lakers will finish like 2-2, maybe 1-3, which means the Lakers will drop to 4.
I mean, honestly, yeah, you either drop to 4th or 5th. I mean, shit, I would let Denver have the 3rd seed because they got a matchup with Minnesota.
And
But
look, if Luca and AR are healthy, if Luca and AR are healthy, I wouldn't mind playing Minnesota in the first round because we gonna beat them. Then we got the Spurs in the second round. But if you're telling me AR won't be ready until maybe the second round and Luca's gonna be 75% in the first round, you might just want to play Houston and then have to live against OKC in the second round. That's just
right.
your reality.
And so, yeah, I mean, if Minnesota goes on a run these last 3 games, they have a chance to catch you. Yeah, they have the Pacers, Orlando, Houston, and the Pelicans. Pelicans trying to win a championship. Never
So
forget.
Minnesota can only finish as high as 5, but they could finish as low as 7. The Lakers cannot finish any lower than 5 right now. The Lakers could lose the rest of their games. They cannot finish lower than 5. That's the lowest that they can finish.
So yeah, I think they got a date with destiny with the Rockets, which
Yeah.
is would be perfect for them.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
so yeah, I'm hyped for that. Those are the playoff matchups we're excited about. Those the storylines we're following. Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.